Successful implementation of an ABC system requires a methodical approach. While the implementation process varies from one company to another, a general 6-step process is representative. The first step is identifying individual activities of overhead items, which are collected in separate temporary accounts. Activities are often organized into 5 levels: unit, batch, product, customer, and organization sustaining. A unit-level activity is performed each time a unit is produced. For example, providing electrical power for a manufacturing line is proportional to units produced. Batch-level activities are required each time a batch is handled, regardless of how many units are in the batch. An example is machine setup for a product run. Product-level activities relate to specific products and usually must be executed regardless of how many batches or units are involved. These activities include product design, engineering, and marketing. Customer-level activities are related to specific customers, such as sales and technical support, and not tied to a specific product. And finally, organization-sustaining activities include janitorial services, annual reports, and so on, and are not tied to specific customers, products, or production runs. In Step 2, overhead costs are directly traced to activities.
The shop floor level, for example, in the past we've had overhead rates that were applicable to the entire plant. We didn't break it down into individual segments of overhead, and we didn't understand exactly what each area of the plant contributed from an expense standpoint.
For example, overhead costs can be traced to activities such as a tool run.
Anytime we have new tooling or a new project, we have to identify what the expense of that tooling is as relates to that project so that we can identify the entire cost and take that back to the original estimate, compare that, and determine whether or not we were as profitable as we projected. If not, obviously there's some research there that we need to do in order to determine why we weren't as profitable as we thought we would be. And identify those items so that in the future, anytime those types of issues come up again, we can consider those in the original costing process and we don't miss it.
Once the activities have been identified, they're pooled in a logical manner into activity cost pools, for which activity application rates are calculated. After all activity costs are accumulated in an activity cost pool account, users of the activity, called cost objects, are assigned a portion of the total activity cost. Once the system is up and running, management reports are generated.